Why
about
has all
this.
of the color gone out of the world?
So he goes on to show many things that in the 90s were brightly colored and now they are less. And his question is, what is it? He doesn't have a single answer, but he does say that part of it might be that things that are less colorful scream rich. So, for much of history and actually around the world, you saw visual excess as a sign of wealth. And as Jason brings up, it's not one single thing that transforms the way wealth looks, but one of them is Protestantism. So they basically eschew lots of ornament because they do not want to seem like they are not pious. All the while, you have to be of that group to understand that they are incredibly wealthy because this black cloth would have been exorbitantly expensive. This is really the beginning of this stealth wealth. And that old money aesthetic comes to the United States. But remember, this has been sort of burbling in the United States for generations. Why now? Well, it's really a perfect storm of a lot of things. So, until really the end of the 20th century, we had a lot of regionalism. So while he's showing you cars overall at these two periods, if you were in one city or another, your kind of what was cool and wealthy was different. Now a lot of that regionalism has disappeared. And so we have to have a quick sign of they have money. It has to be able to be telegraphed to anybody around the world because we also have this device that shares our inside spaces. And it's a lot easier to perform wealth when the signals are very simple. Growing up in the Rust Belt, I can tell you that was definitely what we saw as wealthy in the 90s. But if you grew up in the 90s in LA, it probably looked different. There are other factors. So we're trying to project wealth, even if we don't have it, if we weren't raised with it. So we have to basically have a shorthand for it. Second, we don't actually have that wealth. Many of these McDonald's are basically about owning land. McDonald's used to be really a franchise kind of company. And now it's land that McDonald's owns and basically gives to a person who's running it. Creating these cookie cutter buildings so that if it becomes not a McDonald's, they can just turn it around and do something else with it. And that's the other thing with gray interiors. They're easier to flip. So really, the lack of color isn't about wealth, but it's about the fact that we are projecting wealth we don't have in order to secure wealth we may never get.